Assalamualaikum. Today we will share with you regarding fixed deposit and investment account in Islamic Bank.
So first of all, what is exactly fixed deposit? Before we go further, have you ever heard or saved your money in an account bank? I think of course a lot of us have saved money in the bank, right? Especially nowadays where it's very hard for us to do any kind of transaction from our country to another country if you don't have any bank account. So usually if you save your money in your usual account, of course you get a return. However, the return you receive is very low. In other words, the percentage of return is very small. It could be 0.1% or 0.25% annually. So technically it is like you didn't get anything at all. So however, if you have a lot of money in your bank, actually you can transfer some portion of your money in a fixed deposit account. So this deposit account deposit is like a fixed saving, because technically it is still in form of saving. However, the differences between the fixed deposit and your usual saving is the bank. Let's say Maybank. So Maybank will take a portion of your money and will give you a little bit higher rates of the return compared to when you save your money in a regular bank account. So in Islamic Bank, fixed deposit is a type of bank account that promise depositor or a fixed profit rate depends solely on the bank performance. In return, the depositor agree not to withdraw or access their fund for a fixed period of time. Furthermore, the fixed deposit Islamic Bank follow the laws and principles of Islamic Sharia as set by the Quran and the guideline by the Sharia community. So the question is it a fixed deposit is like an investment or a saving? So based on our understanding, fixed deposit is like a saving, but it also could be an investment with a low rate of return and a low risk. In other words, the portion of your money that you put in a fixed deposit will not get fluctuated like a stock. Basically, you will get a fixed profit rate based on the agreement that have been agreed by both parties, which is you, the customer, and the bank. Usually, the depositor, they have to lock their money in a fixed deposit account until the given maturity date. Like say in Madya Islamic, they give you several choices. Either you can put 5,000 of deposit for 1 month or 1,000 for 2 months and above until 60 months. So this money you are not allowed to withdraw it anytime you want it. Whether you wanted to use it as emergency expenses or shopping or food hunting, you can't withdraw it because as I mentioned before, the money have been locked in your account until a given maturity date. So there are several Islamic bank in Malaysia that provide a facility for fixed deposit. For example, Madya Islamic lah. So when you go to this website, you are able to see they provided a level of profit rate. It depends on the channel. Although 1.5% to 1% is still considered as low profit rate, it is still much more higher than your usual saving account. So this is what fixed deposit really means. And for those of you have a lot of money in the bank, like say you have 50 to 60,000, it is better for you actually to withdraw some portion of your money and put it in fixed deposit account, especially for those who their appetite of risk is very low and they don't like to invest in the stock trading or unit trust. Moreover, usually fixed deposit in Islamic Bank, they are protected by PIDM. For example, Madya Islamic Bank is protected by PIDM up to RM250,000 for each depositor. Now let's see the modus operandi of Madya Islamic in a fixed deposit.
Islamic fixed deposit features of the product. It's based on the concept of the tawarruk in relation to community murabaha, which is required the customer to appoint the Islamic Bank under the control of Wakala as an authorized agent for purchase a commodity from the commodity trade on cash basis. Subsequently, the Islamic Bank will buy back the commodity from the depositor on the first sale cost plus profit margin under the contract of murabaha. And upon the maturity, Islamic banking will sell the commodity back into the commodity market, and the sale proceed will be used in reimburse the amount of the principal deposit by the customer during the act. The underlying assets are used under this facility, including crude palm oil, rental basis contract. For the purchase transaction worth 10,000 ringgit, a customer should appoint at the bank an agent for them. During the transaction, customer should pay the purchase price immediately while signing the contract with the purpose of the purchase transaction. On the same day, it cannot be a next business day. The agent and bank needs to purchase 10,000 commodity from the supplier according to the depositor period. Therefore, the supplier is responsible to provide 10,000 ringgit Malaysia commodity to the bank. After that, the bank will receive 10,000 worth commodity from the supplier. On the customer part, they will receive a notification ownership of the commodity. Then the customer will sell back to the commodity to the bank, and with deferred sale price 10,000 plus profit according to maturity date. Therefore, the bank purchased 10,000 plus profit of commodity. At this level, the bank owned the commodity, and the bank may sell the commodity 10,000 plus profit to the commodity trader, and the commodity trader buys 10,000 plus profit commodity from the bank. Therefore, the bank will receive cash money of the commodity transaction from the commodity trader. On the maturity date, the bank needs to pay deferred sale price under the sale transaction, and the customer will receive the amount from the agreed sale price.
Key features, investment account and Islamic deposit. Firstly is ensure fair information disclosure and transparency requirement. Second is empowering, which is the consumer is making well-informed decision. Third is the safeguarding, investor has interest and sustainable financial stability. Main product offerings by Islamic banks for application and acceptance for fund. Under the IFSA, customers have the choice of placing their fund in Islamic deposit or investment account. The application of fund for business financing, house financing, car financing, and personal finance. For fund transaction structure, first for investment account, fund is managed by Islamic banks for investment in Sharia compliance asset. For Islamic deposit, deposit is placed with the custodian for the safekeeping. Option for customer, for principal guarantee up to 200,000 ringgit Malaysia. Deposit for each banking institution. Flexible fund withdrawal. Many types of deposit such as current account, saving account, and terms deposit. And for the investment account, for the return are based on the performance of the underlying asset. Second, for the maturity and the withdrawal, agree at the inception. Types of investment in Islamic account. Restricted investment account (RA). Funds are invested into a specific asset according to investment mandate set by the customer. Require matching between the investment tenure and the maturity of underlying asset. Customer are subject to specific withdrawal conditions agreed at inception. Second is unrestricted investment account (UA). Customer rely on Islamic bank expertise to determine a more investment mandate. Islamic banks may combine investment account funds belonging to many customers with a similar risk profile within a single pool or multiple UA pools to be invested in a group of assets. Customers are subject to more flexible withdrawal terms compared to RA. Investment account is exclusively offered by Islamic Bank licensed by Bank Negara Malaysia. Yes, you can choose the type of risk according to your preference based on your desired returns. For the profits and return of the investment is based on Sharia compliance and profit sharing. All stipulated terms and conditions stated by Islamic banks.
So for the next part, I'm going to present about the difference between Mudharabah General Investment Account and the Commodity Mudharabah Deposit. So for Mudharabah General Investment Account, Islamic Bank has avoided any interest-bearing deposit account as a payment receipt of interest in forbidden from the Sharia law perspective. So for the purpose of trade and earning a profit, Sharia law imposed a profit-sharing mechanism as the primary business model. In this operation, they look more justice and fair to the society as compared to the interest concept. So the profit-sharing concept, which became the main operation of Islamic business model, which usually use the contract of Mudharabah and Musyarakah partnership. The contract of Mudharabah can be simply explained as a place for the meeting point of the capital contribution partner and the entrepreneur, which the profit from the investment of the project will share according to the capital ratio as per agreed on the early of the contract. So the nature of profit sharing and the element of investment activity in the Mudharabah contract seem to be the ideal to replace the interest mode deposit. So based on the Sharia parameter by Bank Negara Malaysia for Mudharabah contract, one of the product adoption for Mudharabah is Islamic banking is investment deposit. Thus, the product name as a Mudharabah General Investment Account (MGIA) and Mudharabah Special Investment Account (MSIA), which both applies for all Islamic bank in Malaysia and became the investment deposit product which purely under the review of Sharia. A Mudharabah General Investment Account provides an investment opportunity that operates upper the contract of Mudharabah. So the Mudharabah contract is a partnership contract where the depositor or the customer is known as Rabbul Mal, who is seeking the investment opportunity and will invest through the bank that is known as Mudharib. So the bank will run as the Mudharib who will manage the fund. The partners will share the profit according to the earlier agreement. For such example, they use the profit sharing ratio such as 40 to 60, 50-50, 70-30, and is depending to the bank performance. Under the General Investment Account, there is no minimum tenure of investment is required. The Mudharib has a broad range to invest and trade on the basis of trust and expertise as they acquire. So based on the figure below, I will explain on the Mudharabah contract process. The first one, depositor and the bank will agree on the terms of Mudharabah and profit sharing ratio. The depositor then provide fund to the bank. Secondly, the bank invests the fund and manage its operation. And lastly, the profit generated by the investment will be shared between the parties based on the pre-agreed ratio. So in the event of losses, the depositor as an investor will bear all loss and the bank will lose the resource spent.